Ooh, ooh, big fish-ish. Y'all know what it is. All right, so today we got an important video that we should have been put up. We should have put this up a while ago, and it reminded me that we need to revisit that original OG commercial and throw that on the new network, just to kind of give people either a reminder or let people know the foundation of OG, where it began, how it began, and what it was born out of. So that leads me to something that I read in one of the books that I'm reading. It's one of Napoleon Hill's. If y'all don't know by now, I'm a big Napoleon Hill fan. And in Think and Grow Rich or Law of Success, or it may have actually been even Patrick Bet-David's book, neither here nor there, the importance of principles and values and the importance of establishing a foundation that is going to give you the best opportunity to be successful. So why are foundations so important? No different than a house. You know, you build a house on shaky ground, it's always going to be an unstable house. And on the contrary, if you build a home with a great structure, that home could be there for a very, very long time. It's going to be able to stand up against all the weather, anything that comes its way, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever it may be. Because the house has a great foundation, it's going to be solid and it's going to be able to stand tall through all of the challenges that it will face. And we are no different. We as human beings, we're no different. You give a child or give us as adults even great foundations in different things in areas of our lives, it's going to put us in the best possible position to be successful. Now, where we may fall short is identifying, what exactly our principles and values are. And first, for me, I had to identify the difference between principles and values. We throw out a lot of these terms, morals, principles, values, all these different things, and we almost act as if they're the same thing. So for me, when I decided to, what are the principles and values of OG, I had to kind of revisit some things, and a lot of the stuff was taken from, or I should say, a lot of the stuff, still applied as far as the mindset to what it initially started. And I should say all of it, really applied, but actually putting pen to paper and writing them down very clearly and purposeful with intent, to me, it helped me out. And I think it'll make a huge difference for all of us. So when it comes to first, let's identify the difference between values and principles. So it's I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm still, like, I had to read this a lot of times, and I'm still going back and forth on, that's a value or that's a principle, but neither here nor there. You guys, I'm going to read the definition of both and, discuss the differences, and then we're going to get into what the OG values and principles are. So let's get into it. Values. Okay, so values are qualities or standards that govern the behavior of a person. So values are qualities or standards that govern the behavior of a person. Principles are rules or beliefs that govern our actions. So values are qualities or standards that govern our behavior, and principles are rules or beliefs that govern our actions. So behavior, actions, very similar. This says the main difference between values and principles is that principles are based on a person's values. So your principles are based on your values, and we can understand that. So it is the values that act as the foundation for the principles. So the values act as the foundation. So that's what we're going to start from, and then everything else. So you start with the values, and then the principles are based on the foundational values. That's what I took from it. So let's get into it. The OG foundational, we'll go values first, since the principles are based on the values. So the values, and it's very important for, you define your own principles and values of your life, of your purpose, of your family, your team, your corporation, whatever it may be, or just, like I said, yourself. It's important for us to speak on them, for us to constantly remind ourselves what our values and principles are, because it's always going to serve as a moral compass. And perhaps even more than a moral compass. It could be a compass in a lot of different areas, discipline compass, a focus compass, all these different things to just make sure that we're aligned and moving in the right direction as far as where we want to get to, you know. And when I say the right direction, understanding who we are now, who we like to become, and making sure that we're taking as straight of a line as possible to get to that path, to get to that end destination, I should say. So the foundational values, OG foundational values. I control my destiny. I control my destiny. Nobody else does. It's on me. It's 100% accountability. It's 100% responsibility. As I just said, where I want to get to, understanding where I am now, there's nobody else that is responsible and accountable for me getting to that end destination. I control my destiny. Number 2, I can accomplish anything. Simple, right? I can accomplish anything. That is, it's not a belief, it's a know. It has to go beyond believing. You have to just know. I have to know. I know 100% that I can accomplish anything. 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 Period. So once we understand, appreciate, and know that we can accomplish everything and anything, it changes things for us. It forces us to no longer accept mediocrity, no longer accept average outcomes from ourselves. All right? So it's going to increase our standard. So I can accomplish anything, period. Nothing is outside. Nothing. There is no ceiling. Nothing is out of bounds for me. Nothing is too wild for me. And for me, it's because I know that I'm willing to commit, sacrifice, and have the discipline to get there. So I can accomplish anything. So number 1 was I can control my destiny, or I control my destiny. Number 2 is I can accomplish anything. And number 3 is I'm here to make an impact. And it's funny, I wrote these down before. And that third one, I'm here to make an impact. Like, we have to understand, we have to know, we're getting away from the belief. We don't have to believe. We have to know that we are here to make an impact in whatever it is that we're doing. You know, we're not here to be basic. We all have godly potential. We all have untapped potential. You know, the majority of us, I'll say, or all of us, you know, we have untapped potential that will always be a journey to constantly, because the goalpost keeps moving. Because think about it, the smarter we become, the more intelligent, the stronger. All of these different areas, the more we elevate, the more room there is to elevate. You get what I'm saying? So the better we do, then the more we realize and understand that, damn, like, we can take it even a step further. So it's never an end point. There is no, final end destination. It's a journey. It's a continued journey to constantly evolve, constantly do better, constantly figure out new ways to overcome different challenges and tasks, and for us to continue becoming the best versions of ourselves. It's an ongoing journey. But while we're on this journey, we are going to make an impact. All right? People are going to feel us when we step into a room. People are going to feel us when we work on a project. People are going to feel us, just the energy that we bring and the value that we bring to the table on a consistent basis. We are here to make an impact. And real quick, I wasn't even going to go off on a tangent. I was doing pretty well. So the first one was I control my destiny. The second one was I can accomplish anything. Third was I'm here to make an impact. Real quick story. I remember us getting blown out. I think it was playing Cedar Grove. I think my boy Sinisi was on that team. We're getting blown out. We got mercy ruled, which is in baseball and Little League. If you're up by like 10 runs in the fourth inning, then game's over. But we told the other team that we wanted to keep playing. And my dad, he pulled me to the side, and he was probably looking at me and our team damn near disgust. But I'm not going to say disgust, but disappointment. And if it was disgust, then it was not because we were losing by 10 points. It's because they almost had taken our heart. It felt like we just gave up. You know what I mean? And he pulled me to the side, and my dad was not the type of dad that, pulls me to the side in the middle of games. I don't think he ever did that. We may make eye contact, or I let him know if I'm good or something like that. But he wasn't an involved parent, like one of these parents just loud or just communicating with me. He let me do my thing. But he pulled me to the side, and I had to be about maybe like 8 or 9. Yeah, probably about 8 or 9, or maybe 10. And he said he was dead serious, and I was disappointed with how the game was going, but I was about to go to bat. So he said, "You make sure that they remember you. You make sure that they remember who you are." That's what he told me. You make sure that they remember you. And I'm thinking, initially, where you may be thinking, I wasn't thinking this, just because the way that sometimes a dad can look at a son and talk to a son, it's like, even if I didn't want to believe this, like, we all in at this point, and we going for it. And a lot of people may be looking from the outside in, may look at it like, damn, what you mean remember? Like, y'all losing by 12 runs. Like, ain't nobody remembering you. He said that. I swear I went up to bat, and it was like I had a superhero power, and I hit a home run. It was a deep home run. The home run was so impressive that as I'm running around the bases, Cedar Grove was congratulating me. Now, maybe they were just congratulating me because they were happy, like, damn, we've been beating the hell out of them. Like, at least somebody did something. But it seemed genuine. And I remember circling the bases and coming around third base and like looking at my dad, and my dad just kind of giving me that kind of like that, dad give you that approval. Like, yeah, like that's what I told him. Like, almost like that's what I expected, and that's what you should expect. So that brings up another great point to kind of cap off the values. We need to expect these things. We need to expect to control our destiny, expect to accomplish anything that it is that we set our minds to, and we need to expect to make an impact in everything that we do. Shout out my pops. Foundational principles. So we talked about the values. Now let's talk about the principles. We said the principles are based on the values. The principles are, let's go back to the definition. The principles are based on a person's values. It is the values. These principles, what did we say? Principles are rules or beliefs that govern our actions. So we're going to get right to it. Number 1, OG foundational principles. Never get outworked. Period. Don't let anybody outwork you. Period. Number 2, never be outprepared. Preparation is everything. You study all the greats. I don't care if people make it seem as if they just show up and just, like a Floyd Mayweather or something, just acts like, I just show up, this is easy. Nobody prepares more than Floyd. Nobody prepares more than Tom Brady. There's a reason why successful people become successful. Preparation, being prepared. You talk about like a Coach Belichick. You talk about any greats. Being prepared is essential to performance in any aspect or area of our lives. So never be out prepared. Number 3, take advantage of every opportunity aligned with your purpose, with our purpose. That's what we call acting on energy, right? We always talk about acting on energy. Energy, when we put out energy that's aligned with our overall purpose, different doors are going to open up, different opportunities are going to open up that may seem random, but nah, it's not random. It's based on the effort and energy that we're putting out there. Now, in return, we're getting these opportunities, and we need to take advantage of every opportunity. And if we go around just seeing everything as an opportunity, see, when we're prepared to take advantage of opportunities, it changes our perspective on how we see things in life. Because instead of seeing things as challenges or hardships, we see everything as an opportunity. Instead of just seeing somebody as like, oh, I just met that person. No, there's an opportunity to build somewhere with this person. There's an opportunity in everything. Something quote unquote bad just happened. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity in everything that comes our way. And we have to take advantage of it. So that was number 3. Take advantage of every opportunity aligned with your purpose, our purpose. Number 4, never turn down smoke. Compete. We don't turn down smoke. We here for all of that. And you want to know why we don't turn it down? Because of our values. That we control our destiny. We can accomplish anything. We're here to make an impact. And what's going to give us the confidence to never turn down any smoke and to be able to compete in any area of life are some of the things that I just mentioned. We're not getting outworked. We're not being outprepared. And we're seeing everything as an amazing opportunity for ourselves to take advantage of. So, number 4, never turn down smoke, compete. Doesn't matter. You take a L, so what? Get better. Glad we took an L. I'm glad that I was able to test myself and see that I need to improve in certain areas. That's how we view things. And then number 5, do what makes sense. Simple. Some of the greatest advice that Coach O up in Canada with the Hamilton Tiger Cats gave me is probably some of the greatest advice, not only sports advice, but just life advice. Do what makes sense. Do what makes sense. We can have all the cookie cutter rules here and there. We can have all of these principles, all these values. We can do what makes sense. Do what makes sense based on your purpose and where you want to get to and everything that aligns with your mission statement as far as getting to your overall purpose and living in that purpose. So do what makes sense. So these are, our OG foundational values and principles. You should definitely write down some for yourself. Make sure that you're not only just writing them down, but you're seeing them every day. Maybe seeing them in the morning, seeing them at night, maybe just reciting them throughout the day. Just telling ourselves, reminding ourselves, it's only going to help. It's only going to help. So, I look forward to maybe hearing some of y'all principles and values and, looking forward to what you think about ours. These are not just mine. These are not just, we welcome everybody to embrace these as well. OG, as we always talk about, is about community elevation and maximizing our potential. So if you think we should add something on there, let us know. Definitely let us know. Or just if you have any questions, something may be on here that we may be looking at it from the wrong perspective. So just always, give us your feedback. We appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody grow and helping each other get to the top and us partying when we get to the top and enjoying it for a little bit, but then getting to the next mountain. So with that, I'm going to let y'all go. Strength and honor, onward and upward. And let's get to the bag. It's Monday. Let's get to that bag with integrity, of course. Ew.